What up, folks? It's your boy Donald the Wonder, and you're back watching TyroMedia. This movie took over 12 years to make, and it's over 2.5 hours long. The question is it worth it? Let's find out.
TyroMedia.
Okay, people, let's talk about Boyhood. Okay, so Boyhood is a 2014 family drama directed by someone I've never really taken note of, but now I think I've been a really big fan for a long time. Richard Linklater. Now, Richard Linklater done a lot of movies I actually liked. Actually, he's done one of my favourite romantic dramas of all time, the Before trilogy. As well as that, he's done other movies I like Me and Orson Welles, which is really good, Bernie, which is really good, and another older movie, Dazed and Confused, which is like a cult classic if you ask me. I thought it was decent. So, from looking up this movie and from what I heard, the thinking behind it was Linklater wanted to do kind of an experiment. He wanted to take a boy and film him over 12 years. And after he's got all the footage of that 12 years, he wanted to look at the footage and decide what kind of movie he wanted to tell with this young boy. And that's how the concept of this film's run. This used the same actor shot over 12 years. And this is the result. So the main character is Ella Coltrane. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And for the most part, I'll say the movie's taken from his perspective, but I'll explain why I think I'll say for the most part later. And when you see him, it starts off as a boy, obviously, and you can see he's a good actor, but, you know, children actors, you know, they're kind of just whatever. Now, as the film progresses and as he gets older, he really comes into his own. I mean, he's just got natural talent. And the character becomes very laid back. He becomes so laid back to a point, I even thought he was a bit of a stoner. But no, he's just a bit reserved, and his character is very likable, becomes very articulate. And by the second half of this movie, he really does take the focus of the film, whereas in the first half before, it was more like an overall family movie. That's why I said for the most part it's told from his perspective, specifically in the second half, I would say. Playing the younger sister, Lorelei Linklater, obviously you can tell the director's daughter is playing the main character's little sister, and she is funny. Really really annoying. And when you see her as a kid, because obviously she's been taking over the 12-year period as well, she acts so well, so funny. There's a scene where she's doing this Britney Spears tease to her brother, and all through the film, she's a really good actress. You can see, and she's done other movies as well there. And I really did like her. She's fine. Ethan Hawke, he's one of my all-time favorite actors, and he's worked with this director on the previous trilogy I mentioned before. So, what do we expect from Ethan Hawke? What we always get: an exceptional actor. And even though his character's playing a bit of the lazy about dad, the father who just comes and goes because you know he's not doing much of his life, he plays the part fantastically well. He injects a lot of energy into the role and into the movie as well. And honestly, Ethan Hawke is always giving you the good, solid performance. So, nothing much more to say there. Patricia Arquette is playing the mum in this movie, and if you look at it from a different perspective, you can see her as the main character, to be honest with you, because she's the head of the family. She injects a lot of the emotion in this movie, and you know, she is the secondary main character as far as I'm concerned, but she is the parent. Another thing I like about this movie is when you've got a lot of these single parent mother and children stories, the mother's always taking care of the kids, but this movie, she's trying to have her own life and raise her kids at the same time. So while she's going through her relationships with these other men and trying to build a career for herself, you can see how that is a problem for her while raising these kids. And it's just more realistic. She felt like a much more three-dimensional character. Her acting was superb again. She, for the most part, is the glue of the whole movie because she's very consistent. She's a strong presence through the whole movie. And she, well, at the end, she gets to a little ramble, but I'll get more to that when we get to the storyline. But yeah, Patricia Arquette, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. In terms of cinematography and sound, I'm not going to say this is the most stellar movie, but it does really good. It does really well. It's really consistent when you consider that it was probably shot from the early 2000s all the way till now, 13 years. You don't see any drop in quality or anything like that. One thing I really want to praise for this movie is the editing. Now, what I mean by that is, it's shot over 12 years and the pace of the movie is good. It flows. It's a 2 hours 45 minute movie. That's a lot of time. But when I'm watching this movie, I didn't feel there was a lot of dead spots. I didn't feel there was bits that things just droned on. It was edited well, and on top of that, they used cues, subtle cues, to let you know the passage of time. Like the music, you could tell. Like things would be there in the background, like you'll see an Obama sign, so you'll know it's the election time. Stuff like that that just lets you know how the passage of time is moving without just throwing a year sign in the corner and leaving it at that. So very smart editing, very well edited together. That's the thing I praise the most when it comes to the cinematography. Good sound as well. Overall, this is a really, really good family drama movie. And I think more than anything else, it shows that Mr. Linklater knows how to write a good narrative. He knows how to write a good script. And like I said, my favorite trilogy is the Before trilogy, but that's based on a couple. And when you hear the dialogue, them going back and forth, when I saw those movies, I didn't know that he could do this on a bigger scale. And that's what he does in this movie. Initially, the first half is kind of slow, but by the second half, you get a lot more characterization. You get that great dialogue, that great script writing that you saw in his other movies as well. And you can just see that he's a competent director and he's always taking chances. If you look at Mr. Linklater's catalogue, you'll see he never does the same kind of movie. He takes chances. He wrote and directed this as well. So, and the thing is, the experiment, the 12-year experiment, it could have been done with just normal actors playing a different range of ages. But I like the idea he was going for. It didn't exactly blow my mind or anything, but it was interesting to see. And I think overall, he did what he was meant to do very well. I've really got no complaints about this. I'm going to give this movie a low first class. It's a little bit long in the tooth. I mean, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. But at least it's edited well enough that it kept the pace going. Now, on top of that, because of the cinematography, I can't say you have to see this in the cinema. In terms of quality, it's a first class, but I think it's more suited to watch at home or if you must see it in the cinema at a matinee. But I don't think you have to rush out to see this movie because it's long, it's a family drama, akin to Parenthood, and I don't want to discourage it in terms of quality. It's good, but like I said, it's the kind of movie you'd more watch at home. But it does have that cinema feel to it regardless. And I do want to mention Patricia Arquette has this really funny mini rant at the end about how the passage of when you get older, the passage of time is just so fast. Your life just flashes before your eyes. And me just about to turn 31, I know what she's talking about, man. So this movie talks to this audience. You can relate to it on many levels because you've got a young boy, a young girl, parents. I think there's something for everyone in this movie. So I would say check it out. And yeah, that's about it, people. Boyhood, good movie. If you like the movie, if you hate the movie, let me know in the comments down below. I want to know what you think, okay? Please tell me what you think. I want to know. Other than that, like, comment, and subscribe as usual. Let people know what we do here, the movie reviews, the anime reviews, the TV reviews, they're all here. And I'm going to be as consistent as I can. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the funny pages. Peace.